Good evening. Coming up tonight, we'll fill you in on what's happening in and outside the Palmetto State.
Hear about confusion of ticket distribution at the Palmetto Bowl.
A look into the Gamecock's tragic loss against the Clemson Tigers.
And later, hear all about the German Christmas market.
We will have all that and more tonight on Monday Night Mashup.
Welcome to this week's Monday Night Mashup. I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Jenna Falconite. Thanks for joining us tonight. This past weekend, there was an internal system error at the Gamecock ticketing office, causing confusion with the distribution of student tickets for the Palmetto Bowl. Several students received emails informing them of their student section tickets, only to later receive a second email informing them of the system error and that the initial email did not accurately reflect their ticket status. This error caused many to have their seat moved from the lower deck to the upper deck and even caused some to lose their ticket altogether. However, some were advantaged by the error. USC student Samantha Mergel initially did not have a ticket, but gained a ticket from the mix-up.
Okay, so I remember it was like early, it was like 10, when it opened, I went on my email to go look at it, and I got an email saying that I did not get a student ticket, and I was kind of freaking out because I have a good amount of points. And then I think later that night I looked again because I heard when that happened to my friend, and then I actually got a ticket.
SGTV reached out to the Gamecock ticketing office for a statement regarding the error, but received no response. Chloe, this is such an unfortunate situation, especially for the Palmetto Bowl. It's such a widely anticipated game for students.
It really is, and I know quite a few seniors who lost their ticket, and I feel really bad that this is their last game as a student here at Carolina, and they weren't able to attend.
Yeah, so. It's definitely unfortunate.
Definitely. So this past Saturday, former President Donald Trump was in attendance for this annual Carolina Clemson Palmetto Bowl. Trump took in the action from a box suite during the game and then went onto the field during halftime to greet fans with South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster. Trump's arrival comes at a time when GOP candidates are squandering for primary votes. Although Trump tops the national polls with nearly 60% of the votes, he is falling behind in South Carolina, where former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is quickly closing the gap. According to ABC News, Haley is expected to receive 20% of the votes in Carolina, and Trump is expected to receive only 40%. The former president received cheers as he marched onto the field, but his presence was not welcomed by all. Billboards around Columbia displayed the message, quote, "You lost, you're guilty, welcome to Columbia, Donald," end quote. The billboards went on to display, quote, "Sponsored by League of Radical Leftist Vermin, Jay Bender, an instigator," end quote. Bender, an attorney from Columbia, set up a GoFundMe page and received an overwhelming amount of support. Bender stated that, quote, "In a normal, rational world, anyone that crazy would not be considered a serious candidate for public office," end quote.
And now, SGTV weather reporter Nicole Smith is in the studio to give us the weekly weather update. What do you have for us, Nicole?
Welcome back, Carolina. I'm Nicole Smith. Here's your look at tonight's forecast. You can see tonight we're going to be having some temperatures hitting as low as 34 degrees, so it's going to get pretty chilly here tonight. Definitely the perfect time to just stay inside, grab a blanket, put on your favorite movie, and just have some hot chocolate because it's going to get pretty chilly, especially with those winds going 7 miles per hour. Now, looking at those headlines for this week, we're going to have some rain towards the end of the week. You can see Saturday and Sunday there will be rain. And then Thursday or Sunday, there will still be thunderstorms to accompany that rain. Now, we're going to have some low UV index the rest of this week, so you should be good with that. Don't worry about all that sun rays coming down to harm on you because they're going to be pretty low this week. Now, looking at those highs for the week, you see we're going to be consistently through those mid-50s to those high 60s, so definitely going to be pretty chilly. Perfect time, sweaters, gloves, mittens, scarves, all of that. That is the perfect time to pull them out of the closet because we're getting those colder temperatures. Now, taking a look at what this week is looking like, You can see we're going to have some colder temperatures in that evening time. Here on Tuesday, we're going to hit all the way to 27. And we're going to get warmer throughout the week. You see it's always going to get to 57 here on Sunday, but you're still going to get those colder temperatures. Like I mentioned before, Friday and Sunday, we will see some rain, and Saturday there will be thunderstorms. Here in the morning, in the afternoon, those thunderstorms will go away, but we're going to probably hear those thunderstorms in the morning, so just be careful when you're going out. But we are going to see that sun here on Wednesday, so the perfect time to go outside is going to be Wednesday because that sun will be coming out. That is all I have for tonight. Coming up after the break, SGTV sports reporter Lauren Ciuci will have the latest in Gamecock athletics. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. Football season has officially come to the end, and tensions ran high this weekend as Clemson traveled to Columbia for the Palmetto Bowl. During the first crucial seconds of the game, Clemson was able to score their lone touchdown of the game. A dropped backwards pass from Spencer Rattler to Xavier Legette wound up in the hands of Clemson safety Khalil Barnes, who returned it for an early score. The Tigers tacked on 3 field goals throughout the rest of the game, taking them to 16 points for the game. As for South Carolina, redshirt junior Luke Doty scored South Carolina's only points as the Gamecocks struggled to get anything going offensively, a drastic change from last year's game. The final score was 16-7, with Clemson coming out on top. With this loss, South Carolina will not be eligible for a bowl game this season for the first time under head coach Shane Beamer. They'll be back under the lights at William Brice Stadium next year. With the holiday season underway, many traveled home to celebrate, but on the hardwood, South Carolina men's basketball and women's basketball were busy keeping undefeated records. Starting off, men's basketball, the team traveled to Arizona for the Arizona Tip-Off Tournament, an early season college basketball competition. The Gamecocks were able to defeat the DePaul Blue Demons 73-68, as well as the Grand Canyon Antelope 75-68. These 2 huge wins crowned South Carolina the champions of the Cactus Division. The men's team currently stands at 5-0. Meanwhile, Gamecock women's basketball played an impressive game against Mississippi Valley State. The combination of great defense and an explosive offense led to a 101-19 Gamecock victory. A key contributor to the big win was point guard Raven Johnson, racking up 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals. The 82-point win was the largest margin of victory in the Dawn Staley era. The women's current record also stands at 5-0. South Carolina is one of only 8 teams that remain undefeated in both men and women's college basketball. And now, Olivia Sperbeck is in the studio to fill us in on local entertainment. What's the talk of the town, Olivia?
Thanks, Lauren. For seasonal German food, shopping, and festive lights, come stop by the Weihnachtsmarkt at Bier Keller, Columbia's German Christmas market. The festivities begin at noon last Saturday on the Canalside Plaza near the banks of the Congaree River. This market has something for everyone, with warm spiced red wine for the adults and an appearance from Santa for the kids. The Willkommen to Bier Keller Brewing Company will be open for guests, where they can grab a German beer and feel as though they have entered an authentic German tavern. Local vendors and live music will be making their appearance from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturdays and noon to 4 p.m. on Sundays. The market is free to attend, so bring your family and friends to experience some Christmas cheer. The event will run every weekend from now until December 17th from noon to 10 p.m. on Saturdays and 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. More information can be found on the BeerKellerColumbia.com. From one festivity to another, here at USC, the Columbia Classical Ballet Company will be putting on their production of The Nutcracker at the Koger Center for the Arts December 1st to the 3rd. The Columbia Classical Ballet Company inspires to bring ballet to the local stage by recruiting ballet stars of today from all over the world and bringing them to perform here in Columbia. After watching their performance of The Nutcracker last year, Emily M. from TripAdvisor describes her experience of this holiday classic as a perfect performance, as she could, quote, feel the holiday spirit, end quote. Tickets for this show can be found on ColumbiaClassicalBallet.com or KogerCenterForTheArts.com. The show is for all audiences, and ticket prices range from $10 to $25 based on the quality of the seats. After the commercial, Jenna and Chloe will return to finish up tonight's news wrap.
Thanks for staying with us. Last week, the city of Columbia welcomed the holiday season with an annual tradition. The 57th annual Governor's Carol Lighting took place on Sunday, November 19th at the State House. Hundreds gathered on the steps of the State House to sing Christmas carols and watch as the state Christmas tree was lit. The 35-foot-tall Norway spruce has almost 1,000 ornaments and about 13,000 lights. According to WIS, Jada Samuel, the 2023 Miss South Carolina, was the MC for the evening and also narrated readings of the Christmas story. Additionally, performance groups, including the Carolina Gentlemen, the Carol Lighting Children's Singers Choir, and the 282nd Army Band performed at the event. Santa Claus also made an appearance to take pictures with children and their families. Governor Henry McMaster and First Lady Peggy McMaster were both present at the event. The governor stated that the Carol Lighting is, quote, one of South Carolina's finest traditions, bringing together family, friends, and neighbors, end quote.
A new restaurant has opened in downtown Columbia, and it is serving a lot more than just food. According to WLTX on Tuesday, Sunset Cafe, located at 1801 Main Street, officially opens its doors with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. In addition to serving food, Sunrise Cafe provides hope and opportunity for homeless residents. Sunset Cafe owner Johnny Davis has a mission to help as many homeless people in Columbia as possible by offering them a job at the cafe. Davis, a retired Navy veteran who was once homeless himself, was able to turn his life around after he was given an employment opportunity. After working his way up to owning this restaurant, he wishes to pay it forward by giving others a chance at success. Davis hopes his cafe will serve as a beacon of hope for those who are facing homelessness and financial instability. The cafe will be open on weekdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and will serve hot breakfast and brunch menu items all day. So I've never heard of Sunset Cafe before tonight, but I will be sure to check it out when I go to downtown next time.
Yeah, same here. This is such a heartwarming story, Chloe, especially for this time of year. It's the holiday season, the season of giving, so it's so heartwarming to see
Exactly. It makes me excited for some holly jolly times.
Me too. That wraps tonight's edition of Monday Night Mashup.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Jenna Falconite.
And I'm Chloe Findlay. Have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.